guess how many items you think that I have finished during this project no buy. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my series on makeup no buys, project pans, conscious declutters, and all that sort of stuff. Quick disclaimer, I think this lip color looks ridiculous, but I actually did a video where I talked about regretting buying this, and quite a few people told me that they liked it, so I'm trying it out. I don't think that I would wear it out of the house unless it was like Halloween, but hey, it's YouTube. There's sort of no rules over here. So just to give some background, I have gone over a year without buying any new makeup, and as a result of this, I have finished many products in my collection. So my no buy sort of turned into a project pan. It's sort of inevitable. And I have been keeping all of the empties that I finished during this period of time. I did a video talking about all of the products that I finished within the span of a year. Now that was back in December or January, so I have finished many more products since then. I've probably like doubled it by now because I've really doubled down this year. And I thought it would be informative to talk about how many products you can actually expect to get through in a year and a half, and which products you can expect to go through fastest. Now I know this will probably be different for everyone. For example, just right off the bat, I went through eyebrow products the quickest just because I'm sort of an eyebrow fiend and I use a lot of product every single day, whereas something like bronzer, I haven't even gotten through one bronzer because I don't use bronzer very much. And I watched a video recently, I think it was Kelly Gooch, where she talked about finishing 5 bronzers in a short span of time. That is bonkers to me because I don't even think I own 5 bronzers, like I just don't use it that much. So keep in mind that this will be specific from person to person. But now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about how many products you can expect to finish when you're on a makeup no buy. Also, if you are currently on a makeup no buy or are trying to motivate yourself to do a makeup no buy, I thought that this might be helpful to show you how much makeup you can actually get through. For me, it wasn't a difficult decision to stop buying makeup, but I think that for some people it would be much harder. So if I can help people decide to embark on one because they can see how much of their collection they can actually get through if they stop bringing new products into it, then that would be wonderful. So I actually have my products in 3 separate areas. First, I was using this box and I actually filled it up entirely. So I stopped using that one and I started putting things in this big Primark bag, and then I started putting things in this Urban Outfitters bag. So I just have like a ton of stuff, and maybe I should count it and see like exactly how many products I've actually got through, because you can see I'm like getting giddy. Like I'm so happy that I actually finished all these products. Now about getting rid of the products, another reason that I haven't actually gotten rid of the products yet, other than wanting to discuss this stuff for YouTube, is I don't quite know how to dispose of everything. I want to do it in a responsible way. I don't want to just throw these things in the garbage. So I'm planning to use TerraCycle and L'Occitane and brands that do recycle your makeup empties for you. I know that it will be a bit of a hassle, so I'm sort of holding on to these so I can do it all in one go. But let's get into the actual products. So I'll sort of go through my face routine and talk through each item. I'm gonna try to sort of run through this rapid fire because if you're like me, you do like a full face of makeup like most days, and so there's a lot of products to talk about and I just don't want this video to get too lengthy. I want it to be sort of exciting one after the other if possible. So the first thing I do is moisturize. So I have used up 1 night moisturizer and 1 daytime moisturizer. I also finished this Clinique moisturizer, so that is 2 night moisturizers that I finished. I think this makes sense. Moisturizers are big for me, they take a long time to get through. Number 2 is primer. So I finished only 1 primer so far. It was actually a sample, so it was a small size, and I'm working on my 2nd primer now. This was the primer that I finished. Look how tiny it is. I think I'm way more liberal with primer now because this took me like months to get through, and I would look at this and think like maybe 3 weeks, but it took forever. So I definitely use more primer now. Number 3 is foundation. I have finished 2 foundations within this period of time, or maybe even 3, but 1 was a sample. So these were the 3 foundations I finished. This was this little e.l.f. one, this was a CoverGirl one, and this was another CoverGirl one. These 2 were my favorites. I really liked them because they were so light coverage, but like really worked well for my skin. I've been working through them for a long time, so it made sense that I finished them. Next is concealer. I have finished 0 concealers in this period of time. So I finished 1 concealer actually. It is this MAC one. I have a backup of this, of course, and I'm not as excited about it as I used to be, so I wish I didn't buy that backup, but I'm glad to have finished 1 concealer in my whole life. Next, bronzer. As I said, I haven't gotten through any bronzers yet just because I don't use bronzer very much. I would say like maybe twice a week recently, and towards probably even the first half of the first year that I was on this project pan, I didn't use bronzer like at all. Next is blush. I've gotten through 1 powder blush, this Tarte blush. Now it was a sample, but it's a pretty big sample, and 1 cream blush. I do use a lot of blush on a daily basis, but I find that blush has actually been something that I take the longest to get through. So I've switched out my blushes many times, month to month, when I get bored of them, and I haven't made it through more than that because it just takes so long to get through blushes. And because I do love blush, I have so many of them, so I know I basically never have to buy blush again, which is sort of depressing because I love blush. Next is powder. I've gotten through 1 CoverGirl powder in this time. So this one right here, I really enjoyed this. And I would say that I'm someone who uses powder pretty liberally, so it's a bit surprising to me that it took that long, but turns out powder takes a long time to get through too. I think this is why blushes also took so long, because powders are just so densely packed, they take a long time. And then face wash, I got through 2 face washes in this time. They were both this one, like I had doubles of this, but I was able to get through 2 of them. And I would say that this is a pretty big face wash, so that's kind of impressive. Next, let's do sort of eyes and eyebrows. I got through definitely the most eyebrow products in this time. Got through 3 pencils. These are 2 of the eyebrow pencils I finished. So this has a highlight end, there's no more. This was the NYX one, and this was the Anastasia one. That was towards the very beginning when I was just using products that I liked. Now I'm on to eyebrow products that I don't like very much. And 1 eyebrow powder. This was the powder that I finished up. Of course, I have a backup because I used to buy backups for everything. Now I have many, many more to go, so I know that sounds like a lot, but I'm really working hard on that. I'm really trying to use up eyebrow products as much as possible because I just stocked up on so many. And then for eyebrow gel, I finished 2 of them so far. The Great Lash and this Bonnie Bell Eye Style mascara. Maybe they're supposed to be used as mascaras, but I use them as brow gels. And now I'm working on my 3rd, and don't worry, I have many more to come. So I have finished 3 lip balms in this period of time, which is really impressive to me because before this no buy, I was just buying lip balms all the time and I never actually went through them. You know how people talk about the fact that like it's so impressive to actually finish a lip balm before you lose it? Yeah, that's how I was before. Now I've become the other kind of person where I actually finish my lip balms. So this was a little EOS one. It's sort of annoying because you can see that there's more product in there. I have no way of getting it out. So that's another lip balm that I finished. And then the only like lip product that I finished was this little Tarteist lip paint, and as you can see, it's because it's a sample, it's very small, but I do have a backup of the full size of this. I don't use lip products too frequently, though I am trying to get more into that because otherwise I'm never gonna finish these products. I have so many lip glosses and lipsticks. Anyways. Next for mascara. 0. I don't know how people finish mascaras. In my whole life, I have never finished mascara. And I previously attributed this to the fact that I had so many mascaras. I was just constantly switching them out. And so I would never be able to finish one before I got tired of it and moved on to the next one. But now, like, I haven't bought any new ones. I just stick to the same mascaras for months and months at a time. And they don't finish. So I don't know what you guys are doing to finish your mascara. Like, you can tell that I use it liberally and they're still not getting finished. So give me your tips because I'm ready to declutter this mascara collection. Never thought I would say that. Never thought I would see the day. Because I started a separate bag in January 2020 this year, so I sort of separated the items that I finished in 2019 with the items I finished in 2020, and looking at the items that I finished like a year ago, I completely forgot about them. Yeah, I completely forgot that I finished all these products. I'm so glad I kept it just to see and be like, wow, like you really got through those. I feel like I'm talking about something that's like so difficult to overcome, but like it's not a big deal, but like it's a big deal to me. I finished one primer. So this was the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. Now this is something I know I can bring into MAC. You can bring in 5 or 6 MAC items and they will give you a new product. So definitely hang on to this even if I recycle everything else. And I finished a few samples that I had from Urban Decay, and now I'm working on this e.l.f. one. And then in terms of face sprays, I actually finished 2 in this period of time. I finished one e.l.f. one, which I really enjoyed actually, and I finished one NYX one. And now I'm on to my last NYX setting spray. I feel like for most of these products, when I finish them, I just moved on to the next one. Like I have so many backups, but the setting spray is like the one item where I have no more backups. That is super exciting to sort of reach the end of the makeup that I have in my collection. And ideally, I would love to reach the end of makeup I have in my collection in every type of makeup product. But I know for some things that will take longer than others. And then eyeshadow. I haven't finished any eyeshadows because eyeshadow palettes have been something that I've switched out regularly throughout this no buy just to keep it interesting, you know, switch it up a lot, because the other products I tend to keep in my project pan until I finish those. But for eyeshadow palettes, I just am switching those out when I get bored. I have unfortunately had to switch to a different device because that one died, so hopefully the quality isn't any worse. With other products, when I introduced them to the project pan, I tended to keep them on until I finished them. But with eyeshadow, I know that like I don't use it on a day-to-day basis, so I knew that there was no chance of me finishing them. So I just, when I got bored of them, I switched in a new eyeshadow palette. Now, keep in mind that the amount of makeup you use on a daily basis will affect how many products you finish. So I use makeup most days, but not every day. So I could have gotten through a lot more if I was somebody who used makeup every single day. And I'm not doing like a glam look every single day. I would say that this is a pretty average face of makeup for me, apart from the lips, of course. And so you could definitely get through more makeup than I did. Of course, if you use less makeup than I do, or if you use it less frequently than I do, then it will probably take you longer to get through this. Guess how many items you think that I have finished during this project no buy. Guess down below. Guess. We'll see if you're right. What is my guess? My guess is 20 to 25. That's the range of products that I think I finished in this project no buy. But either way, I'm really proud of myself for finishing these items, really sticking with it. It's been a nice thing to sort of enjoy thinking about as a challenge while everything else goes on in my life, because it's like an enjoyable challenge. I've sort of found it exciting. So that was it for this video. In total, I finished this many items during my 1.5 year no buy. So that is it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and let me know what you think of this kind of video down below. Let me know if it helps encourage you to embark on a project no buy. I would be really happy if it did. If you are interested in the individual videos of empties that I did throughout this period of time, then definitely check that out here. I have many empties videos because I just love doing them, and I love watching them as well. All of this I just find so satisfying. I think that no buys are honestly the future of the makeup community and beauty community on YouTube. So that's just my 2 cents. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay. Oh, lip products. Shit. Lip balms. Oh my god, I forgot about that. God. Why am I still filming right now? Okay. So, I'm way more liberal. I think I'm way more liberal. Oh, right. Where were we? What have I not talked about? Okay.